Hi everyone, I hope you're okay. So today, myself and Frank, who you can probably just see the top of his head, are going to be doing a video all about the reality and versus expectations of having a pet dog to celebrate National Pet Month. Now let's first of all talk a little bit more about National Pet Month. It's a registered charity which is unique in bringing together animal charities, pet businesses, schools and many more together to educate them about responsible pet ownership. Now National Pet Month goes on from the 1st of April to the 1st of May, and it's a really nice month where we can celebrate our lives that we share with our pets and also promoting about being responsible pet owners. You can also use the month to raise money for your favourite UK pet charity, which is what me and Frankster, hopefully you can see him, will be doing today, as this video is a sponsored video, but a small portion of the fee will be going to our favourite dog charity. What I'll do is I will pop some info in the description box so you can go check out the National Pet Month website and see how you can kind of get involved with all of the charity work that they do and just find out a little bit more about the month, because it's really a lovely idea that I think is a great way to kind of celebrate your pets and kind of educating people about them at the same time. So we have had Frank in our lives for almost 4 years, and having a pet dog is a lot more hard work than what I ever imagined it would be. We get a lot of questions on Twitter and YouTube comments and emails about having a pet dog, and in particular having like a Labradoodle, and I'm always kind of getting asked tips and tricks about having a dog. So I thought that today's video may be quite a good way to get across some tips that you may not know. We also thought this would give you a fun insight into ours and Frank's life. I honestly cannot imagine my life without Frank. He has become a huge part of our family, and I literally do not know what I would do about him. And even though he can be hard work at times, he makes all that hard work 100% worth it. So before I get too soppy and crazy dog lady, we're going to get right on into the video and start off with our first expectation versus reality. Expectation number 1 is all based around having a puppy. So your expectation is you get a puppy and they're going to be super cute, which they are, but I kind of thought I'd have a puppy and it would just sit in my arms all day and it would be so lovely and we'd just cuddle and it would be so cute and sweet. And what I didn't quite realise is how mischievous little puppies can be. So the reality of this situation is that your puppy is a little bit mad. They're not old enough to be walked yet, which means they've got quite a lot of excess energy. They are adapting to their new home and they kind of just don't really know whether they're coming or going, and it can be quite a testing time for a new dog owner. I remember that when we had Frank the first night, he cried all night long and I cried all night long because I just didn't know what to do. They get their puppy teeth and they're into everything. So I decided to come up with a solution for this one, and these are definitely some tips that I wish I'd kind of done myself because I feel like it would have made life a lot easier. And number 1 is make sure you get your puppy like signed up to puppy training. We didn't do this with Frank and I really wish that we had done. I took him to dog training when he was about, I think he was about 2 years old. So he was like not really longer a puppy anymore, but I think this is a really good thing to do to kind of get them used to socialising with other dogs. I also would get them lots of nice chew toys so they use them instead of things like your shoes and your furniture. We found with Frank that he likes quite hard toys, so if it's a bone or a kind of little antler, just make sure they're puppy friendly, or perhaps just get them a kind of quite a tough toy that they're going to enjoy getting their teeth into. And then finally, the energy solution. We really struggled when Frank wasn't quite old enough to walk, because he would sometimes just run around the house and we were like, what are we supposed to do? And something that I realised from doing dog training is they used to do agility, and Frank absolutely loved doing agility. And we actually bought some things for Frank, and this is a really good thing to pop in your garden and run around with them, and honestly it will wear out so much energy, but they'll also have a really good time whilst they're doing it. They're not too expensive, it's about £30 per item, which I don't think is too bad, and obviously they're going to use them as they get older. It's not just something that you get for puppies. But I would say that these are all really good things to kind of make sure that you're helping to keep them healthy and also making your life a little bit easier, because having a puppy is pretty hard. So So expectation number 2 is all about toilet training. Now I never kind of thought that toilet training was going to be a lovely job. However, I kind of thought it'd be something that would happen very easily. He'd go in the garden and kind of that would be it. But the reality of it is that Frank will always go for a number 2 when there's a big crowd. And I shouldn't get embarrassed about it, but I do. So first of all, the solution to toilet training is if they're a little pup, just be patient. It's not going to come easily or naturally. I think you just have to kind of accept there's going to be a few accidents. We tended to buy a big bulk of puppy pads and we just put these down everywhere, and that just makes clearing up little accidents so much easier. It will get better, I promise you. And then when they're older, my number 1 tip is to just not buy really cheap flimsy poo bags, because it may seem like a good idea at the time, but trust me, you will soon regret this decision. Go for the extra large, good quality poo bags. You will not regret it. It is money well spent. Expectation number 3 is the idea of having really lovely walks with your dog. I kind of thought that we'd go on nice walks on like a Sunday and it would be just really lovely. However, the reality is that your dog will need a lot of walking. This is something I wasn't quite prepared for, I don't think. And your dog needs walking no matter if it's raining or snowing or if it's sunny. You have to walk them in all types of weather. And also you have to be prepared that sometimes they may see a squirrel and pull you. So the solution for this one is to get them a good quality harness and lead. And this is something that we kind of did quite early on, and it really does make a big difference, especially if your dog is quite bad at pulling. I'd also perhaps, if you're able to, take them to a big open space and tire them out by playing games such as fetch. A ball thrower is literally my best friend because I cannot throw the ball very far. They are super cheap to pick up, and it's a really good way to kind of bond with your dog, but also kind of wearing out some energy at the same time. Frank absolutely loves playing fetch, don't you, sweetheart? Frank absolutely loves playing fetch, although it did take us about 2 years for him to work out that he needs to drop the ball for me to throw it again. But yeah, I play games like that, and obviously, like I said earlier, using the agility is a really good way of them to kind of wear out some energy. Expectation number 4 is the sleeping arrangements. Now I kind of thought that Frank would maybe come to bed with us and he'd cuddle in and it would be really, really cute and cozy, and I'd be like, oh, this is so nice. However, the reality is that your dog will probably take up all the room in your bed, leaving absolutely no room for you or your partner, and you'll just be like. So the solution to this one is to basically not let them sleep in with you. We make sure that we always get Frank a nice bed, so he is going to want to go into that bed himself. We also did a lot of training to kind of get him into that bed, so we'd give him treats when he goes into bed, which worked really, really well, and now he knows exactly where his bed is. And he absolutely adores his bed. We let him through in the mornings when we've woken up, and he'll sit with us for about 20 minutes and then he'll literally go back to his own bed. I think if you make their bed really, really comfy, and from a young age, if you kind of show them that going into their bed is a nice thing to do and reward them, then you're both going to get a really good night's sleep and you're both going to have your own space, which is absolute winner-winner. Finally, expectation number 5 is a bit of a funny one, but it's the expectation of taking really cute pictures of your dog or your pet for Instagram. And the reality is that as soon as you get that camera out, you'll either find they'll run away, or 2, what Frank does in every single picture that I take of him, he looks really, really miserable. The solution to this one is to obviously remember that a dog is for life, not just for Instagram, but to also, I find treats work an absolute treat. Like literally I can get Frank to do anything because he's very kind of food led. Also holding a tennis ball up to the camera is quite a good one too. So those are just some fun little things that kind of never even kind of crossed our mind before having a dog, or things that kind of shocked us about having a dog and were a lot harder. There's obviously a million things that I could literally talk about having a dog, and things that we weren't expecting, and things how to be like a responsible pet owner. But I thought these were just 5 fun little things and some tips that hopefully you'll find useful yourself. To celebrate National Pet Month and to say a little thank you to Frank for being an amazing dog and being such great company for me, we decided to throw him a little pup party, which we just thought was really, really cute. We bought him all of his favourite treats, and we bought him a cute little bow tie, and we just had a really lovely day with him. I kind of had a bit of a Frank day, and we took him on a really nice walk in the field. Then we kind of ran around the garden with him. We played with bubbles, which he absolutely loved. We played with the agility equipment, and then finally we came in for a rest and we kind of made him a little pop party. We had all his favourite treats on the table and we gave him a little bow tie, and he just sat at the table and we fed him a few treats, and then after that he went and had a little nap on the sofa, and I think hopefully he had a really nice day. So I just also want to say before I go a big thank you to Tesco Bank for working with us and Frank on this video to celebrate National Pet Month. It's been such a lovely video to work on. We've had so much fun filming all the bits with Frank, and I think Frank's had a lot of fun too. Having a pet obviously is amazing, but obviously your number one responsibility as an owner is to keep them happy and healthy, and I think that is why National Pet Month is such an important cause to think about. There's so many ways that you can get involved with National Pet Month, and like I said, I will pop them all down below so you can check them out to see if there's any local events to you if you do fancy getting involved with something. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you did, and to also subscribe to my channel if you're not already. So we're gonna go now, aren't we, Poppet? Are you tired? Am I boring you? I hope you will have a lovely National Pet Month. Go and give your pet a big, big cuddle from me and Frank. And thanks so much for watching, and we will see you very soon.